everyone, and welcome to Magic in the Matrix, a podcast where two very regular people share all things spirituality and hopefully add a little magic to the Matrix. I'm your host, Kelsey White, and here I am with.
Nick Davis, hello everyone. Good to be with you again.
So today we have a very exciting episode on energy clearing. Woo!
Yes.
This is a topic I'm kind of obsessed with, Nick, and I have a very exciting announcement on the timing here. I just completed my Reiki Masters training. So your girl
Ooh,
is
very
adding
exciting.
Reiki Master to the repertoire on Barbie Realness. So those of you that don't know what Reiki is, actually,
I
Nick,
was just gonna say, so Kelsey, what is Reiki?
we didn't plan that softball. That's just my day. Okay, so it's kind of complicated. I won't bore us to tears on this, but I try to start with acupuncture for people because that's just something more people are familiar with, which is traditional Chinese medicine, where we kind of know that practitioners are really clued in on your meridians. And these meridians there's meridians associated with different organs, right? And so the practitioners know if you go into an acupuncture session, you're like, hey, I've got this either physical or emotional thing that I'm working with, say, like, I don't know, stomach ache or I don't know, anxiety. They know what organs or like fire in your blood, they know all of it. I'm not an acupuncturist, but they know what meridians would be best kind of utilized to break up blocked chi, right? So chi is energy, and the thought is like, hey, this like anxiety you've got going on is blocking your flow of energy or chi. So I'll put a needle in the meridian associated with that organ that's kind of associated with like cyclical thought, and then the needle will sit there and really gently unblock the chi. And so that's something that maybe more of you have experienced. Now, Reiki is a Japanese form of energy clearing where a practitioner gets really clear in their own system. And so you do meditations, you do a lot of intellectual research on the chakra system. So, not the meridians, but your chakra system is something that a lot of people are familiar with the little pictures of like a human with the rainbow balls kind of going up through their energy field. And so each of those colors is associated with a chakra. And those are just energy vortex centers that house physical and emotional things. So, kind of like the organs in Chinese medicine, we've got the chakras that can clue us in if someone is coming in with like a persistent throat issue, sore throat. Like, hey, the throat chakra might have some sort of blockage. So, you learn each of the seven main chakras and what kind of emotions and physicality those are associated with. And then the part where this just jumps ship from like what is commonly accepted, like acupuncture has this just more like palatable thought process for people where they're like, yeah, I've seen this, like this is kind of covered by my insurance, here's what we're doing. Where Reiki, you kind of have to be a little bit more open-minded because what unblocks this energy that's stuck or stagnant is not a needle, it's this kind of holy fire, this light channel that you channel through your crown chakra. And so as part of the training is literally getting attuned or ignited into this energy that flows through that goes ahead and just like can fly through and unblock those blockages or elucidate to you as the practitioner what's kind of going on with someone. Is that
Wow.
crazy too much info? Like, ask me some more questions to clarify that before we move on, because I'm like completely jazzed up on Reiki this week.
So I'm gonna make this real. So I'm gonna simplify this in a way that's probably almost too simple, right?
Please,
Uh,
please.
is this kind of like what Mr. Miyagi did at the end of Karate Kid?
Wait, I don't know movies, so tell me what it is. I'm assuming yes. Like, let's just go with
Right.
it.
So you're just hovering kind of over the areas and kind of moving the energy with your energy as opposed to using some sort of tool like an acupuncture needle.
Yeah, exactly. The cool thing is there are ways to activate the energy, these like symbols you can like literally draw into the palm of your hands or the room. You don't have to once you get really comfortable and consistent with use of it, but there are symbols you can use to do distance sessions. So you literally don't have to put your hands like over a body in like a massage chair, which is how you can do in-person sessions, have someone lay down in a bed or massage chair and literally hover. You can just attune psychically from a distance session to their field, which like makes sense, right? You can do a lot of energy work over Zoom, and it's not like we just made it happen in COVID. Like it's energy is across realms and time. Like imagine it not working across like a screen. So the key is really for the practitioner to get so clear in their own energy so that they're not impacted from their kind of psychic hits or their intuitive insight about the other person that's clouded by something they're receiving from themselves or from their environment or just like some bias they have. So you do have to become really like a clear channel, and then you just practice attuning to people's energy, which is like any psychic gift, right? If you're trying to practice clairvoyance or like being able to psychically kind of see something, at first you're kind of like, not very good at the skill and you're like, I don't see anything. I'm definitely not clairvoyant. And so Reiki is the more and more you practice, the more confident and clear you get on the messages that come through any which way. You can kind of just clear cognizantly or clear know what's going on with the person. You can clear see, you can clear hear. So we
Right.
can get into the clairs another time, but the more and more practice, the more you just kind of understand like, whoa, this is what's going, symbols can come up, you develop your language, and then you utilize that energy flow to clear just like the acupuncture needle. So the energy is flowing easily and beautifully.
Right, right. That's understandable. Which also leads us into kind of what I wanted to talk about at least today is how you clear that energy. Like if you're going to
Mm.
become a Reiki master, if you're going to utilize energy, how do you go about clearing that energy? Because now you've reached a certain level to where you have. I mean, you've kind of proven by being a Reiki master that you have cleared that energy.
Hmm.
How did you do that?
Ooh, great question. I kind of want to start with just chatting about aura or energy generally,
Okay.
right? Because some people, if I'm talking to them, are like, you talk about energy a lot, like quote unquote energy. Like, what the heck are you talking about? We all know energy generally, but when you're like, oh, that this environment has beautiful energy, or this energy is gross, like what do you mean? So let me ask you, if we're talking about like an aura, do you
Right.
have any idea, like what would be your definition, or is that something you just kind of get and it would be hard to define?
An aura, I mean, so I go because I have, it's like I can't go back now. I have the knowledge of the chakras and I understand the auric color based on the chakras. So I was working at a post house in Wine Kennedy, and there's this big Christmas party every year. And one year they had an aura photographer, and I saw my ex-wife, then wife, and I got our aura photographs, right? So, and you've told me you've gotten one of these as well, and so that's kind of how it's cemented. Like, oh, that's an aura that's connected to this chakra, and mine, when you look at it, it's like all purple with a
Ooh.
little bit of white on the top and a little bit of orange in the corner, but it's all purple.
Nick. Okay, I'll describe my definition sort
Yes,
of aura and energy, and then I'm going to talk about my aura photo. But that
yes, yes,
is
please.
so cool. And I'll explain why I think Nick's aura photo is epic. I'm just learning of this color. That's cool. So, yeah, so I think of an aura or your energetic field as just kind of like your blueprint. It's created by your physical health, your spiritual health, psychological state, and even like your environments that you're around, right? And so when Nick's saying like, "Hey, I have this aura photo," I have one too. Like you can, there's certain cameras that you can take a picture or get a picture taken of yourself, and you're like holding your hands over like an electromagnetic thing or
Yeah,
something. I don't know the
holding
technology,
perfectly
but
still.
yeah, but it's like it around your body is this like little bit of your field that's pulsing off. And so some people that are really psychic, me when I get very tired at long work meetings, can start to see auras of people. So I see this little, it's just white to me. I don't see the color. So I see white around people. So
Right.
if you're in a flow state, you're like, so Nick, you're like a creative at your core. So you're in like a flow creative state. Say you're sharing an idea that you're obsessed with, you're so excited about. You're going on, and someone that you're sharing this with is so excited, they're so engaged with you. Your aura is getting bigger. Like that flow, that divinity, that creativity, that like just creative consciousness flowing through you is like expanding your aura. People that are in like total scarcity mindset or disempowerment for whatever reason, or they're at an environment and they're not really protected in their energetic field, that's like low vibe, as you say, or like
Yeah.
it's the emotions associated with it might be fear or dread or scarcity, like that can kind of compress aura. So your aura isn't like a certain distance out, like it can be bigger, it can be smaller, you can do meditation to make them bigger, but it really is like this like thing that's co-created in you with your environment and your feelings and your state. So okay, so that's an aura. I will get to your
Okay.
question on how you clear it.
Yeah.
But first on aura photography. So guys, if you've never gotten your aura photo taken, just Google like aura photo, your city or like a city you're going to travel to if you're going to travel. Because these cameras are not the rarest thing in the world, but you definitely need someone with this certain technology and this skill. So
Yeah, it was only because they were at a party for me, so it's like
yeah,
it's a specialty item for sure.
it's an incredibly fun like party thing or like travel thing. So I literally got mine a couple months ago taken in Salem, like witching it out. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the colors that are associated. Do you know anything about the colors, Nick? Associated with that pop up on the camera?
I'd say a little bit. I'm going to say at base level, but I'm sure you have much more knowledge on this subject, so I'm going to listen to you.
I am a dork. I'm obsessed with energy. They're generally associated, maybe not one for one, but like you can really think about the chakra system. So we just talked a little about the chakras. Again, like it's if energy flows in different ways, but if you're familiar with the chakra system, there's like the chakra, like literally red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Like it's kind of the rainbow spectrum. And so you see generally those colors popping up. And if you learn about the chakras in depth, you're kind of learning about the emotions and tendencies associated with those chakras and the color, right? And
Mhm.
so when I went, so purple is like the crown chakra, indigo is the third eye. So like if you've got purple, like dark blues or even blues, you're in the upper chakras, like you're more intuitive, connected to divinity self. We're both wearing blue, so like that's great for the throat chakra today. But yeah, so the purple blues, you're like, ooh, I'm a mystic. Like I'm so high vibing right now. I mean, these upper chakras, orange is sacral, Nick. So that's like the creativity, femininity chakra. Guys, season one has a deep dive on the chakras if you get dorky and want to learn them in more detail. So every time I've gotten an aura photo, which is only maybe two other times, I had this color. Every aura color is totally valid. Like just like astrology signs, like anything, there's benefits and cons or high vibes, low vibes to everything. But my aura had been red in the previous two pictures, which is the root chakra. So you're just like basal, like I'm worrying a little bit. I'm thinking about my needs. I'm like red is about your security, your groundedness, your safety. So like if you have a propensity to just kind of be like, I'm getting things done. I'm driving stuff forward. I am just going to make sure that everything's planned. Like that's red. And I'm like, no, no, no. I like am this being that's like, I'm this goddess being and I do clearing stuff and magic all the time. Like I'm a witch. Come on. So I'm like, guys in Salem, I'm like with two girlfriends. I'm like, it's probably gonna be freaking red, like it always is, but like, don't worry about it. They don't know the chakras or care. So they're just like, you seem to be like putting a value judgment on red. I'm
Right,
like,
right,
whatever.
right.
It's gonna be red. It's gonna be red. And like, I'm just over it. Like, it's fine. If it's red, like, I'll be fine with it. I totally won't even mind. It'll be like a great color. They're like, oh my goodness, Kels, like, you're freaking
Right.
out about the red. So we do it. In the meantime, I said, spirit guides, I want to see you. Like, whatever happens with this photo, I just want to see you guys.
Okay.
So we go in, we interpret the person that took the photo. Guys, sometimes you can have a person like interpret the message and give like intuitive readings, which is so fun. So he's interpreting our colors. Mine's red, reddish orange, but like more red than I wanted. But then in the top corner, which is typically where angels, ancestors, guides come in, like it's
Hmm.
kind of apart from your aura, the top total corner is just like green, and it's like three like distinct orbs or like my guides and angels, and then my heart, exactly at my heart, is just beaming green. So it's like reddish orange, like pretty consistent, and then green through my heart, and then green spirit guides. And the person interpreting is like, oh my goodness, the spirit guides came in and they are shooting love into your heart chakra. Like you are close with this team. So I was like, all right, I can deal with that. Was a cool one.
That's good.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's
we'll post them below. I will say one other thing about the aura is it can change like by the hour. So it's like
good.
interesting
Right.
that mine's been fairly consistent. I do have an analytical job, so sometimes I get in that space. But I'm like, I'm gonna go to one and just meditate like for 2 days. Just sit for Vipassana and then do it. And if it's still red, I'll be like, it's just my soul.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right.
It's like, okay, I accept.
So on to the actual clearing process. And
Yeah,
guys,
please do tell.
I recorded before this a clearing that I do every day. So I'm going to walk through the strategy. Nick, ask questions, just butt in if anything just is confusing or
Got it.
interesting. So it's a ritual. This is something I do every day, right? So your energy field, your aura, it's getting impacted all the time. So everywhere you go, if you go to the grocery store, aura is impacted, your energy impacted. If you go to work, energy is impacted. If you get a call or a text with some bad news, energy is impacted. If you meditate or sing, energy is impacted. So it's not like necessary that if you miss one day, something bad's going to happen, but it is totally appropriate to kind of clear out your energy and think of a way to do that on some spectrum of 1 second to like 10 minutes or hours, depending on how much time you have, but it can continue to get affected. So that's why making it a ritual and something that you actually do consistently is really important. Like doing it once with a Reiki healer, for example, and then just being chaotic around an environment that's really low vibe, like say your office is low vibe and you go every day, like you're gonna get blocked up again, which is
Right.
why Reiki is an interesting thing because you don't want to just rely on one person to help you. You want to consistently do it. So
What
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 I do,
is what is consistency? Like,
ooh,
is once a week consistency? Is it just making sure you're doing it at the same time at the same day? That what falls into consistency for you?
I love this question because this can look different for everyone, right? I'm very sensitive to energy. So this is daily for me just because I feel the best. But I sometimes advise people on just like true fitness, like not spiritual fitness, just physical, like gym stuff. And they're like, what should I, like, how often should I do this? Or what exercise should I do? And I say, whatever you will continue to do. If every day is too much, and we'll at the end, we'll talk about things you can do in like a second or like 10 seconds. So we can, if you want to do something every day that's just seems more doable as a starting point, we'll give some ideas. But if you want to do something bigger and you're like, I know I'm not going to do that every day, don't choose that and then be like, I can't do it and do nothing. Do something once a month, once a week, once a day. Find what works for you. But in the same way I tell people on gym stuff, like, maybe give yourself a goal at first that's like super achievable and then achieve it and then progress versus starting too hard or something that's like a reach. And then, life gets in the way. So, yeah, my
Right.
recommendation is pick something, pick a target and commit to yourself what that is, but don't start something that's such a reach for you that it will disrupt your life if things get challenged in your life, because that's what happens being a human. Okay, so on to the ritual. So I do it every day. That might be a lot, but I am so sensitive that I do it. So first, I call in my spirit team. So episode 1, we talk a little bit about your spirit team. We'll definitely talk more this season about the spirit team, but I believe, this is my belief, that we all have a main spirit guide, a main guardian angel, and a spirit team that comes in and helps with things. So, for example, you might have a spirit guide that's like helping you with a job for a little bit or find a partner. So, I call in my spirit team. I call in my higher self for sure. She knows what's up. I call in God if God doesn't feel like something you resonate with, like the universe, source,
That's
mountains,
fair.
whatever. Yeah, whatever feels like that to you, just to get like my big dog. I like to call in my ancestors as well. And I call in my ancestors and I use this qualifier through the white light. Some people have ancestors or people in their familial line that, and I've heard this doing this work, like, oh, I don't want to connect with so and so. And so that's fair if I don't feel too, I feel like souls, once they cross the white light and they're on the other side, are totally different than the one versions we know that are so conditioned in this human density. So I just add through the white light. So it's like any ancestor of mine, no matter how they behaved, or I don't know, like 6 generations back, I wouldn't have met them. But once they're through the white light, I want to make sure that the only energy coming in this clearing is totally through the white light, as divine, as all knowing as can
Right.
be.
And like every
Um,
culture, the white light it's that thing. We all understand the white light. Like
Yeah, just to clear it. It's not like a mean ghost that's like haunting us.
Right,
Not
right.
allowed. And then you can kind of invite in whoever else you want. So I invite in Archangel Michael. Archangel's not even, I hadn't even heard the word archangel until like a couple of years ago. So it's nothing like from religious conditioning for me. I'm just aware that Archangel Michael has like this sword of flame that can be used to cut cords and things. So I also invite in Kuan Yin right now because that's a goddess with total healing and peace, and I like that. So I call on my team. So call on your team through the white light. You feeling good? Might maybe take a few breaths. And then I literally go in and clear my chakra, chakra by chakra. So in my visualization, each chakra is like a little red ball. And these balls have colors associated with them, which is associated with their chakra, which is associated with our aura photos. And so I visualize in my mind's eye. And if you can't see it, like doesn't really matter. It's interesting. Like some people don't have that ability to see in their mind's eye, but
Totally.
just
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I've come across that with a few people, and
Mhm.
it's when you're doing astral projection, and you can feel their frustration because it's you're trying to get visual. It's like, oh, gotta try to feel that kind of thing. And I was like, who am I to talk? Visualization is just what I do. So
Yeah.
I don't even know how to like I don't know what to do for you. I'm sorry. I'm super visual.
It's so true though. It's like whatever your natural thing is, it's hard to envision someone else not having that.
Right.
But if
Right.
you're a person that has a hard time visualizing in your mind's eye and you're like, what the heck is that? Like, that's not what I experienced. No worries at all. You're just kind of thinking through the chakra. And again, there's like a deep dive on chakras in season 1. So look at that. So in the video that Nick will post, I add some mantras associated with each chakra. So like the chakra on femininity. I'm like, I'm a creator, I'm feminine, I play, I flow. So there's kind of these mantras you can associate with the chakra. So I do that. Really importantly, I cut energetic cords with things. I do this every day. I think that's a little much, but like you can have an energetic cord with people, with beliefs, with projections, with, I don't know, illness even. And so, like, what is an energetic cord? Actually, Nick, what do you think? Like, how would you describe an energetic cord?
I mean, it's an encounter, right? It could be people, it could be uh, animals, it could be places, it could be things, it could be anything. It's kind of from my point of view, it's like an encounter that has an effect on you in a way where you
Mhm.
kind of you latch onto it a little bit. So you can't help but keep thinking about it, like you've attached yourself to this thing. So it's pulling energy away from you because of your attachment to it, good or bad, I guess. Either way, it's still
Totally.
an attachment.
Yeah. So an easy example for us to think about is an energetic cord with a person. So probably the easiest example is like a mother and her child. Moms just know when something's up with her child. It's because like this energetic cord, which some people think for a mom is like a remnant of the umbilical cord. There's like this connection that people have and that you have with these other things that sometimes you just know when something's going on with someone. Or sometimes you're thinking about someone all of a sudden and you're like, oh, I should check in with so and so. And then, like, something big happened with them, or they call you, or they text you, or they send you like a funny meme on Instagram or whatever, social media. And that's an example of your energetic cord. We all have them. You don't have to be a psychic healer. It's just like because energy is flowing at all times and it's so pervasive in our world and it's interacting with everything around us, these energetic cords form. So it can be productive if it's with like a lover, right? You're just so connected. You're someone
Fair.
so attuned and sees you beautiful. If it's with someone you have a less, beneficial relationship with, it can be toxic. It can literally take energy from you. If it's a cord with a belief that no longer serves you, not good. If it's a core with a belief that you're unconditionally loved and supported, great. So energetic cords are not bad things, but they are indicative of a relationship you have with a belief or a person. And so I like to cut energetic cords that are not aligned with my highest good, not try to just kill all the cords, right? Because I like to be corded like with my dog and things. But especially with limiting beliefs, because those are kind of gnarly. And like my true belief is that we're living our subconscious experience out loud in so many ways. And so I want as much as possible to cut cords with whatever is in my subconscious that is not aligned with my highest good. Granted, I like to do conscious work with that too, but so yeah, so to recap so far, we've called in our higher team,
Mhm.
clear our chakras with some mantras.
Mhm.
And if that feels too daunting and you don't have access to the video, just like envision just like your field or think about your energetic field or yourself with like gunk and then like water spraying it off. That's another way you can do it without worrying about the chakras because that could just be like too advanced. So you can do this with a shower too if you're in the
I was
shower.
gonna
So
say,
really
if you can't visualize, you can probably just jump in the
just
tub and
jump
just
in the
go.
shower. That's
Yeah.
that's to my cheat code strategies is just when you're in the shower right before you get out, say, I my intention is that the water in this shower clears any energy that is not aligned with my highest good. Boom, it's gone through the drain, like you're done. Yeah, and then the rest of the clearing, I just kind of put a little bubble of protection around my field. And so this is because our aura is interacting with the grocery store, people around us, the person like slamming on their horn with road rage. Your
Right.
aura is interacting with everything. So I like to put a little bubble of protection, again, visualize it or just think about it.
Yep.
And say, okay, this bubble of protection encircles my auric field such that all energy that's mine remains mine and other energy remains theirs. And so that's just my little way of protection. Sometimes when I'm like being too OCD about it, I'll be like, unless the energy is aligned with my highest good, but that's like dramatic. God, like, and your higher self knows what's up. And so then I'll sometimes add like a little a rose garden around this bubble and the
Oh,
roses
right.
transmute energy, right? So if something comes my way that's like rage or like, a colleague at work that's upset for some reason, they're blowing by, like it's just going to transmute the energy and send it back out to love, which is my like heart-centered way to navigate the world. Nick, I think you have a way to protect your energy field that's really easy. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about?
Sure. I will say also like the meditation that I had Kelsey record and I listened to it a few times and it's really good. It's a great like I find it's a good like quick and easy morning meditation. So we added a little bit of pink noise because it's that's the color that we do here, and some binaural beats underneath it. So you get kind of a full morning energy clearing experience with the meditation that we will post along with this episode. So
Yeah.
definitely check that out. I the more you say it, the more you're talking about it, the more I'm just like, I kind of do a weekly. So I
Yeah.
do it in the float tank.
Yeah.
I have this. I'll post a link to this as well. A Hemi-Sync chakra meditation that I use on this CD. I bought the CD because I like. On
Yes.
the CD that I have, there's a 60 minute and a 30-minute version. And the 60-minute really walks you through, but you don't need it more than once. You kind of like, okay, I get the idea. And then the 30-minute, it's basically this woman walking you through the chakras and you're clearing them out and just acknowledging smells, acknowledging the healing power of each chakra. And you go through them. And what I do in the float tank is I add breath work to it. So I'm
Mm.
breathing into each chakra and I'm visualizing the breath kind of in a circular way, moving up each of the chakras. And I do this for it's like a 25, 26-minute meditation. So you're doing a lot of it. Once you get up here, you're like taking these huge breaths and just, you know, absorbing all of it and clearing out all these chakras. But then I think I'm just kind of priming them then, because then I'll hold my breath for like 2 minutes and I'll
Ooh.
visualize. I through, and we'll get into this throughout the season, but I have two dragons that I've built in my astral space, and they come through and they blast each chakra. And while they're blasting each chakra, they breathe the fire, the color of the fire of the chakra, and their eyes turn into the jewels of the color of the chakra. So
Ooh.
it's doing like this clearing, and then they kind of caduceus, I think that's how you pronounce it, like move up through each chakra until they get to the top, and then they blast light up for a potential astral projection, and then blast light down to clear out the chakras, and then I see my chakras getting aligned, and I'm not thinking at all really this whole time. I'm just kind of following the instructions. And it's funny that you said rose shield, because at the end of the chakra meditation you build a rose colored kind of
Oh,
shield
sure.
around you. Yeah, so it's pretty coincidental. It's kind of funny. But after that's all done and I kind of release my breath, my body just starts, doing the Kundalini shake and like getting all the energy flowing and moving and clearing out. And I do that in a float tank because, there's no friction in a float tank when you're doing that. It's just you're in the water, you're floating. And then afterwards, the settling of that clearing just, I mean, like my third eye just opens right. I have this big purple like circle in front of my face in the darkness of the float tank, and it's you sometimes see light kind of going or
Ooh.
dark, kind of just wiping it. And it's like this is so cool. And then I can open up my astral space, and that's what I use it after. So then after that, I do an earth healing, which I got. We'll get into this. Is another longer story that
I
I'll get
love
into. But
this.
I'll basically what I did in a meditation. I kind of was guided to do this thing where I go and I take energy from a sun on the other side of the universe
Yeah.
that I fly through a wormhole to get to, where there's
Casual.
this star-like being who kind of guides me to this sun to use to heal the earth. And then I fly back and I blast the earth and put healing energy into the earth. And I'm also part of a WhatsApp group that does healing, so I'll blast energy into whoever's week it is to be healed that week too during
Ooh.
this particular time. And the key to this whole thing, and I can't remember. I just learned a term, and I was gonna remember it. I forgot what the term is, but the key is this song, Adagio in D minor by John Murphy from the Sunshine movie score, and it
Ooh.
is it hits these points that crescendo a couple of times, so it allows this whole journey to happen. So it's like the healing meditation is built based on the choreography that I have done with this song. And there are certain points that hit during this song when I feel like my body explodes
Oh
in
my
bliss,
goodness.
like goosebumps radiating off me for like feet. It's crazy, and it's you kind of have to calm yourself a little bit, because if that doesn't happen, you're like, oh, it's a bummer, it didn't happen this time.
Oh.
You're just like, well, that's fine, fine. I'm just a healing. That's just a bonus. That's just a side effect. But it happened again this morning, and it's just like, oh man, it's something when you
Whoa.
can hit those music cues. And this is like, you don't need binaural beats. You don't need anything. You just need a track that you really like, and you get into a deep meditation, and then that track plays through your headphones or something. I mean, you just allow that energy to flow through you. I mean, damn, it's like it's indescribably cool.
Wow. Okay, so Nick's life is absolutely bonkers, like just a casual Sunday wormhole adventure
I
or
mean,
going crazy.
years. I got this my float on T-shirt here, because last Sunday was my 202nd float, so I got a free T-shirt as a thank you. So I've been doing this a long time to build these worlds, these experiences. It just it's consistency, really, like you were saying, consistency.
Yeah. Honestly, the consistency of your Sundays with the float and the binaural beats or meditations or whatever you're doing is building that muscle. And that's another reason why the consistency is huge, because you get your process down and you're going to adapt it and make it yours. So it's authentic and it feels authentic in your heart. And then it's just going to like level up. Your guides are going to be more excited about it. It's going to be a more innate in your field. It's going to become more powerful. If it's like through a wormhole, if it's like as simple as your shower thing, the consistency really makes it more powerful. And that's freaking cool. If you want to have like a wild wormhole experience, we are going to practice some float tank things in a future episode and make some intentions and share our experience, which Nick's will be crazier and mine will be more like exciting to me. It'd be like, it's my sixth flow and I freaked out. Cool. All right. So we've been chatting for a while. I want to rapid fire go through a few quick ways to clear energy. So add some in, Nick, if you think of some. One is the shower thing. Another one is a crystal-based clearing, which is using a selenite wand. You can Google it if you want, Selenite. And it's like this crystal that clears itself and everything around it. Like other ones you have to clear and charge. This one's just like you can wave it around your body and your room or your office and it clears. Another one is music, just like you were saying. Like you could do just on Spotify, like 528 hertz frequency healing or sound healing playlist or meditative playlist, and usually they have these songs attuned to different frequencies that kind of do that, like unblocking of your energy that's stagnant in your body just for you without having to do anything. My last thought on that is I don't know this. I think the future of medicine is going to be sound. That's just going to like zip through and heal stuff that's broken. Like I really think that, and like some sort of light thing that I don't know, but robots can tell me. Do you have any other ideas of just quick and easy, like one, two, three
All right,
clearing?
sound is great. I think light. I do light visualization. Like I think throat, blue chakra,
Yeah.
healing. So one thing I found that's had kind of remarkable results, to be honest with you, is if I run into something or I stub my toe or you bump into things, you get a bruise.
Sure.
As soon as I bump into it, I stop. I close my eyes. I visualize the point where I was bruised, and then I send the blue light to that point for like 30 seconds. And the amount of bruises I don't get is wild.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Just
start off
a little tiny thing, but it's just like, oh, wow, I was expecting a bruise there and I didn't get it. That's wild.
and
Yeah.
like I'm magic. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Cool. Well, this has been fun. I
Yeah.
love energy healing. If you all want to talk Reiki, send us a comment. If you want to talk energy clearing, send us a comment. In the meantime, I'm going to be trying to add myself to the WhatsApp to get healing from Nick's group. But next week, we're excited. We have a really interesting episode debating the validity of astrology. Tune
Yeah.
in
It's
next
gonna be a fun
week
one.
for a little debate and take care. See y'all next time on Magic of the Matrix.
Bye, all.